So let's remember to have fun. Remember, if you're getting close to the red line, take that 2 extra step or 1 extra step so you don't ice it. Same with offsides. Remember to stay behind. And if you hear offsides, just come right out the blue line and go right back in. And that's it. Let's have fun. Let's bring it in.
1, 2, 3, Fury!
The Frontenac Fury Adams is one of the approximately 50 girls' teams playing organized hockey in the Kingston area. Currently, there are about 800 girls and women who play organized hockey in Kingston. 50 years ago, in 1969, 19 girls and women came together to form, other than a few school teams, the first women's hockey team in Kingston. We called ourselves the Kingston Red Barons.
Well, I was so lucky to grow up on the river because this was our playground in the winter. If you were really lucky, sometimes, and maybe it would happen about every 6 or 8 years, the whole river would be just one huge sheet of black ice. And it would be good until it snowed quite a lot. And you could skate forever. And it's like flying when you've got that kind of ice.
We would start early in the season when the ice was just black. Before it had snowed, as you know, when it snows, the ice gets white. But when it hadn't snowed yet, the ice was black, and we would play into the night. And of course, on the black ice, there was no point in having a puck, so we'd used to use a tin can because we could keep track of it then. And it was just what we did. Didn't have TV.
The Church Athletic League didn't have any girls organized hockey at all and didn't allow girls to play in the boys hockey at that time, so I really never had an opportunity to play. I did help coach in the boys Church Athletic League with another girl that I played hockey with later on when I was in high school, but girls didn't join hockey in my time. That just wasn't acceptable and didn't happen.
So then on the odd day I'd go over to Mowat Avenue, at the top of Mowat Avenue, and look down on the Church Athletic League. That was before they had a roof on that building, and it was great. It was all lit up and a great big shiny ice surface, but that was reserved for the boys at that time, and I knew I couldn't ever get on there to play hockey.
The rink rats didn't mind me playing at all, but I was the only female. So when I wanted to join minor hockey, I was given an opportunity to dress in my dad's office and just kind of blend in with one of the young kids' teams. And so I got to play a couple games, but unfortunately, I scored a goal, and when people started to realize who I was, they threw me out of minor hockey because it was for boys.
There were times when we would play, if we were playing men's teams or young men's teams in an attempt to find a level of competition that would help us to raise our game up, that there was, you really could hear the resentment sometimes, or someone would take you into the boards and just, you know, say something that was nasty, and I think they felt threatened in a way, and that's their problem. That's not our problem. But there definitely were those times when I think people maybe looked at us and wondered, well, why would you want to play this rough game, this man's game? Well, because it's Canada's game, and it's our game too, and it's the best game.
I really don't remember. Twit and I decided that we could have a team, we could see what we could find. And I guess in about October, we sort of, well, they knew a few people who played ball. So these were kids that were relatively athletic. So you just sort of spread the word, we're going to have a hockey team, so come on. Have you ever played hockey?
And how I started out with Red Barons was I saw an ad in the newspaper. I just started working at Queen's, and I was 20 years old. and there's going to be a practice for tryouts at the Memorial Centre on some morning at 6 a.m. in the morning. And so I went over to Canadian Tire and bought all new hockey equipment, packed that into my 1972 brand new Datsun, and off I went.
It was very unique in that a lot of people got the opportunity as women to play girls hockey in that era. We were very fortunate. I was fortunate to find the right people that allowed me to play on that team and to be there. You didn't mind the 6 a.m. practices on a school day because you just wanted to be on the ice and be a part of women's hockey.
There was no better feeling than, even though it was 6 o'clock in the morning, I used to try to get out on the ice first at that time. Yep. And skate on the brand new fresh ice and listen to your skates go.
Yeah,
cut through the ice.
Yep.
That was always something I'll remember too. I hated the 6 o'clock practices, but
again, as soon as your skates hit the ice, you wouldn't want to be anywhere else.
No.
That's the best feeling. Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Exactly.
When I went on to university, I was very sensitive to costs of university tuition, and I was offered a scholarship by McMaster University. However, my desire was to come to Queen's, not necessarily because of the program or because of the university, but because I had an opportunity to play with both the Red Barons and the university hockey team. And so my dad said to me, he said, don't worry about the scholarship money, go to Kingston, go to Queen's, go where you want to go.
We were just
we
playing
were just lucky enough to find enough teams to play, right?
Let's go to
Let's go
Picton,
play the
let's
boys.
go to Belleville, let's go,
let's go to Picton
Napanee,
and,
in a snowstorm.
let's go to Trenton and we'll dress in this
little truck out behind.
Little truck out behind the
rink.
Yeah, not even a real dressing room, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, things are way
a little bit different
now. So
Annabelle Twitty, I think of all the people, I still remember her in the change room, and you know, we'd have a little talk about what we're doing on the ice, and then, you know, the last thing she'd say to us when we were going out the door, and you had to laugh, was that, okay, you bird turds, let's get out there and play some hockey. Well, honest to God, like it just set the whole tempo, it set the whole environment. Like we were going to do as well as we could, but we were going to enjoy what we were doing, and that's an important thing, I think, to instill in the younger people these days.
It was not a team where the best players were plucked from somewhere and invited to play for this team. Anybody that wanted to play for the Kingston Red Barons could play for the Kingston Red Barons. And that's just the way it was. It was a very inclusive team, and we were there for the love of the sport, and we laughed at each other at the mistakes we made, but we were always supportive of everyone who put on that red jersey. I mean, the jersey itself tells you the story. It's a comic strip character, and it's just fun. There's nothing serious or deep about the symbolism of having Snoopy on your on your jersey. That kind of, I think, sums up the team. We were there for the fun of it, and along the way we played some pretty good hockey.